write something like best chocolate cookie. And this over here is exactly what a search term is, or you can also call it a keyword. Now once you can see that I get a listing of website pages related to best chocolate chip cookie recipe. Now let's say the person who is trying to find more information about this, and you are the person who has a website page related to best chocolate chip cookie recipe. What you want to accomplish through SEO was you would want that website page appearing on the first page of results, which is this one, for best chocolate chip cookie recipe. The reason why you would want to accomplish that is because this first page of these websites here are the ones that are receiving the most visitors, because as you can see below, you have several pages all related to the same topic, but quite honestly it's very rare for anyone to actually go to the second or to the third page, and very less to the fourth page of results. So what most people do is they search for something, let's say best chocolate chip cookie recipe, and on this first page of results that they can see over here. And most commonly what they do is they search for something and they immediately go to the three first websites that they can see on this listing. And I bet that this website that you can see on this listing, this first website over here is certainly the one that is receiving the most visitors from all of the websites on this listing. So that's exactly what you are trying to accomplish when it comes to SEO. Your website to rank well on this listing, get more visitors. So you want to at least try to rank on the first page of results for any search term, and if possible on the three first positions of this listing, websites that will bring the most traffic from them all. And when it comes to SEO, you have on-page SEO. And on-page SEO is basically what you can do inside of your website so you can achieve better results inside of Google search engine. And then you have everything that you do outside of your website so you can achieve results in Google search engine. So let's start by talking about on-page SEO. For you to understand why you need to do SEO to your website, the first thing that you need to understand is how exactly does Google search engine actually works. And over here in front of you, you have a very basic image explaining exactly that. It's important to notice it's not humans that perform all of this work. It's not humans that go from one page to another, analyze all of their content, and see exactly where that website page needs to Google's listing. Consuming would be very monotonous because every single day new websites are updating their content, publishing new content, so it would be nearly impossible for people to perform all of that work. What we have robots, or you can also call them crawlers. These are programs made by Google, and basically they go from analyze exactly what the website page talks about, and based on all of that information they gather, they know exactly where that website page needs to appear inside of Google's listing. And afterwards they perform the same action. They jump to another website page, perform the same action, analyze their content, and do exactly the same thing. Imagine if your website pages, a crawler goes to one of your website pages, see inside of that website page, and as I said, a keyword is nothing more than a search term, and based on those keywords they know exactly what that website page talks about, and also based on the words that you have inside of that page, because if that page you are talking about a specific niche, then many times you use words that belong to that niche, and based on all of the information, those robots know exactly what that page talks about and here inside of Google listing. Afterwards is they follow the link that you have inside of that website page. And many times this may be a link to another website page that you have inside of your site, or for example, if in that website page you have a link to Wikipedia, to a Wikipedia page, what happens is the robot will follow that link, it will go to that Wikipedia page, perform this analyzing that page content and see exactly what it talks about. So basically that's what robots do, and they perform the same action over and over again, and we navigate throughout the web just trying to find new they can inside of Google listings. On-page SEO has changed a lot throughout the years, and by this I mean in the past all that you needed to do to get good ranking on Google basically spam your keyword about your website several times. Unfortunately, things have changed a lot since then, and you shouldn't do that, because if you just spam your keyword everywhere possible inside of your website, you will actually get penalized by Google. Nowadays, it's more important about thinking about user experience. By this I mean people going to your website and having an overall good experience inside of your website. This depends on a lot of different things, which I'm going to talk about throughout this video. For example, it depends on providing high quality content inside of your website, providing content inside a good navigation of your website. And if you want to get better at what exactly you need to do after that, you can do is simply going to more popular websites inside of your niche and seeing exactly how they are structuring their own content, because sitting on the internet, right, and you can also imitate, but I'm not saying for you to copy their content, because you should never do that. I'm just see exactly what they're doing. They are providing high quality images, they are providing a lot of instructions inside of their content, they may be providing videos inside of, just get an idea of what they are doing and try to do for your website. Another website where you can go is called Wikipedia. Wikipedia has well SEO'd, and you can see after you watch this video, you can see exactly they putting the things that I'm going to talk about their website pages. Okay, so the first thing that you should always be cautious when it comes to SEO. So the first thing that you should pay attention on your website is see that if you have a responsive theme installed. In this case, I'm using WordPress, and most themes that you can install nowadays are immediately responsive. This is very important. More and more people are using mobiles and cell phones to go to your website and other websites. And it's important for you to have a layout in your website which will automatically adjust to their screen so they can see it easily. And it's not only because of that, it's also because recently Google came out with a new update called Mobile Get, and basically they will penalize every single website which aren't mobile friendly. For you to see if it is mobile friendly, all that you do is just grab the website and just decrease the window size until you have the size of a mobile screen. You see that your website automatically adjusts to the screen, and that means that it's mobile friendly. If it doesn't adjust to this screen size, then it's not mobile friendly, and I recommend if you are using WordPress that or aren't using mobile friendly, then you probably it can be responsive. But whatever you do, make sure that you have a responsive theme installed on your WordPress website. Another part that is really important nowadays is the upload time of your website. And this is basically the amount of time that your website takes to upload on someone's computer, mobile, cell phone screen, and so on. And especially nowadays, because most people are using mobiles and cell phones, they are on the go, and they simply don't like to wait a long time for a website to appear on their screen. So this is really important because of that, and also because Google uses this as a metric to see the quality of your website. So it's important for you to have a good loading time for your website. And for you to check, for you to actually analyze the time that your website takes to upload, you can go to a website called Kingdom Test Speed. So you go over here to this website. You just need to put the URL over here of your website, which is this one. Test now, and this will actually see in a few seconds the amount of time that your website takes to upload. So actually it just took 1 second to upload my website, which is really fast, has a good performance, and this depends on a lot of different factors. It depends, for example, on if your host has a good connectivity to the internet. If they have a slow connectivity to the internet, then your website will also take longer to upload. It also depends on the theme that you are using on your website. If you're using a theme that has a coding, then it will take also for your website to upload. Another thing is also the plugins that you install on your website. If you have a lot of plugins on your website, then usually it takes longer for your website to upload, and also depends on the plugins that you are using. For example, some time ago I figured out that Jetpack for WordPress, and actually it's a pretty good plugin, but I found out that it nearly took 1 second to upload on my website. I know that 1 second might not sound much, but on the internet it's a huge amount of time. And if you know how you can actually analyze or taken to upload on your website, you can click on the link that you can see on the screen so you can watch my other explain this all in detail. Another thing that you can do so you can is use a service called Cloudflare, and actually I'm going to leave the links on the description from this video so you can go to the website and the other one. But this is a free service. It actually helps you improve the speed of your website. Basically what happens is when you have a website, all of the information of your website is installed on your web server. For example, if your web host servers resides in the States, if someone is trying to access your website from China, then it takes longer for that person to be able to see your website instead of someone who is in the USA. So something that you can do is use this service called Cloudflare, and basically what happens is their servers are spread all over. So what happens if someone is trying to access your website from China, they will access the nearby server that they have, probably in Asia, and they will be able to see your website faster on their computer or mobile screen. So I really want for you to use this service because when it comes to that. So that's about how you can improve your uploading. Now let's talk about the plugins that you actually can optimize your website. So let's go to dashboard, and let's go to the plugin section and add new. The first plugin that you want to install is called WP Supercat, and sometimes this comes already with installation of WordPress. So as you can see, I and I'm not going really in detail with what I'm going to talk about next, because if I did that, then it would be probably more 2 hours of video, and you certainly wouldn't want to watch that. But if you want to look at the this plugin and the next one, I'm going to leave a link on the screen so you can click on that link and watch my explain them in detail. Anyway, WP Supercat will allow you to the performance of your website so it can upload faster on someone's computer or mobile screen. The other plugin that you want to install so you can optimize your website, and this is really important, is called Yoast SEO, and this is possibly one of the best plugins out there for. Basically, this plugin allows you to customize each page individually on the website so you can better rank those pages on Google. As you can see, I already have it installed, but if you don't have it installed, you will see the Install Now button. You just need to press on this button and press in the next page activate so you can start using the plugin. Then you can see that a new section will appear on your sidebar. And you want to go to this section because the first thing you want to do is optimize the front page of your website. So you go to SEO and you click on tags and metas. Tags and metas, you want to go to home page. And you can see that once you go to home page, you have over here a template, but you don't want to really use a template for this because the reason why you don't want to use it is because you optimize each page of your website, and it's important to notice that each page in your website can pretty much rank for one or even multiple keywords at the same time. So in this case, you put over here the keyword that you want, pressed OK. So over here you put the keyword that you want for your home page, and it's important to notice that your home page is basically this one. And this is the meta title and this is the meta description. The meta title and the meta description is the same title and the same description that will appear on the Google search engine results page. So it's always important for you to add an enticing, include your keyword and an enticing description so people will actually see it and want to click on that link so they can go to your website. And also this meta title will also appear on your tab section of your browser. Actually, once I change this, you will be able to see that it will change on the tab section of my website. Really not relevant what I put over. Let's say that best chocolate chip cookie. I certainly want to put something that has more. This is just an example, and over here you just put a description. Put over here a description and also the meta title. You want to include the keyword of your home, one that you want to rank for, or you can even include keywords that you appear natural. Don't start spamming your keywords everywhere possible. As I said, nowadays it's about user experience, and you just put some keywords so Google will have an easier time identifying the content inside of your page. And you might want even to put over here a few keywords inside of your description: chocolate chip cookie. And the reason why you want to put your keyword here on description, it's not that nowadays this has any value. The reason is, in the search engine, when someone sees this page on the listing on Google, it will appear bold, and that will actually entice people to click on this link more than other ones which probably don't have anything appearing bold on description. So once you have this part done, you just need to save changes. Now the other thing I want to go to, which is XML sitemaps. On XML sitemap, there's not much that you really need to do over here. The only thing that you make sure is if this function is actually working on your website or not, because sometimes it seems that I have a few problems when it comes to the XML sitemap. For some reason, it just doesn't work well on my website. XML sitemap, I don't know what it is. This is exactly what XML sitemap, and don't worry, this is not for your visitors to be able to see. It's terrible, but it's only for Google robots to simply go to your website and having an easier time finding all of the pages that you have in your website. And this is especially important once you're, because this allows the more easily find your, and that way index it quickly on Google search engine. Okay, so just make sure that if this is working, you can also exclude posts or pages or even appearing on your sitemap if you want that. Going to you can exclude posts and just put the ID belonging to that post so you can exclude from appearing on your XML sitemap, or even tags and format. In this case, I'm just going to do everything and I'm not going to do anything. Now let's go to a post and let's talk about how you can actually optimize a post that belongs to your website. This is possibly one of the important parts when it comes to optimizing your website. As you can see, I just have one. I'm going to create a new one and I'm going to optimize it. So I'm just going to press add new so I can add a new post on my website. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about several aspects so you can optimize your website posts, and many topics I'm going to talk about now will actually help improve the quality of the content that you write for your website. The first thing I want to talk about is the amount of content you should include in your posts. It has been proven more and more that Google is giving better rankings to websites that have posts with a lot of information, and posts that have at least 1,200 words have been doing better in the search engine. Now, I know that this is a lot of content, and in your website many times it's hard for you to always write that amount of content for every single topic because some topics simply don't deserve so much content. Now, what I recommend for you to do is write some main content for your website. This can be some main articles that you include in your. This can be how-to guides. This can be guides related to a service that you have in your website or about a product. And inside of these guides, you write at least 1,200 words or more. And in these guides, you offer a lot of information about what you're writing. By having this main piece of information inside of it will really help you achieve better rankings not only for content but also for the rest of your website. Okay, so you can do one or even more of this type of articles, and this will help better rankings on Google. And if you have a website that if you have this type of websites, what happens is you have a lot of products and script of 300 or 400 words for each product, and that's not much content. What you can do is you can include a blog inside of your website, a blog section where you offer guides, tutorials, or whatever you want to over there. And in your blog section, you have a lot of content, a lot of written content in articles. If you actually go to many websites nowadays, you will see that many of them actually have a blog section included. And that's because just adding this blog section to your e-commerce website will achieve rankings for the rest of your website. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. And now let's just have some content, actually some fake content to this I have over here. I'm going to a website for this one and words. Okay. I'm just going to copy this. And sure, you want to add real content here. Don't make the same thing I'm doing over here, but this is just an example. So this is the thing that you should pay close attention to. The second thing is simply to include bulletin points inside of your content. Just make this. And as I said, good more and more about user experience. And what you really want is people go to your website and basically spend a lot of time reading your content, even going to other pages of your website, because all of that you're good content and higher rankings inside of your search engine. And having points allows people to go to your website post and simply reading important aspects about that topic. So just make this a habit. You can also have this, and this is not something that SEO rank. It's more something that affects indirectly, because if you have everything well organized, people want to spend more time inside of your website, and that time that they spend on your website is really what will affect your rankings in Google. So this is something that you should always include. Other things, your posts, and with 1,200, 5 or 4 good images. The reason why you should include images is because after the person read your enticing title, and they enter into your post, it's really the images that you have inside of that post that attracts people to read the rest of your content. So you should always include a couple of images inside of content. So I'm going to include over here, say, a few of them.
Just like this.
If you want, you can even include a video, and a video inside of your content, and this really depends on the niche that you're integrated. Some have a tendency of using more videos inside of their content. Even though you already have all of this written content, you can also include a video, and typically I like to include the video in the very top of my post, because many times people it and they simply don't want to read 1,200 words, and they just prefer to watch a video. And if you have a video, will watch the video, and just imagine if that video is about 10 minutes, that means that person will spend at least 10 minutes in your website, and that will tell you providing good content, because people are actually spending a lot of time in your website. The other thing is to include a bar, and just include a good title. Let's see, best chocolate. Let's say how to web, just like this. And make sure in this title to include, because this will, for this post, make sure to include your keyword inside of this title, okay? And if you know, you can go to this website called, let me see, Title Analyzer, and better. So over here you can just grab this title, go over here, you inside of this blank, analyze now, get a punctuation to, and it basically tells you how good this title is. So this will actually, as you can see, this title is not special, but this website helps you of the titles that you have. And your titles is really something very important in your, because you want to have enticing titles to every single page you have on your website, because that's really the first thing that attracts people to read your content. It's the title that you had. Now let's talk about the two most important parts where you should include your keyword. The first one is in the meta title belonging to your post or page of your website. And as I said previously, the meta title is the title that later on will appear on the results page. So you can go right below. Now, since Yoast SEO, I have this Yoast SEO box, which allows me to optimize this page that I have in my website. Once I click over here, this I can pretty much put the title that I want appearing on the search engine results page. So you always want to put your main title over here, keyword I mean, over here, and also make this title really enticing, because that will improve the click-through that you later on will have for this page. And below you can add a description if you want for your website. And as I said previously, this doesn't really matter or not, but the only reason you want to have your keyword inside of your description is it's because later on it will appear both on the search engine results page for your website, and that's something that actually attracts people on your website more. The other part is on the URL extension of your website. Now, I actually forgot to talk about something previously. What you should always do is you go to settings of your website and you permalink section which you want to click on it. Once you go over here, what you want to do is you want to go where it says custom structure, and you want to write exactly this. Post name, actually I already have it over here. Put percentage, post name percentage, because this will let you actually put more easily the main keyword inside of the URL of your post, which is also important because that's something Google uses to identify the content that you have inside of that page. So now I'm going to do that. I'm going to save this as draft. You can see that now the URL changed. Now I don't have the date of this the date of this post appearing over here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to press edit, and I'm going to dash. So basically I'm going to include my main keyword for this post over here. So you always want to have your main keyword inside of your title of that post, and also inside of the URL extension. The most important parts, always include your main keyword for that post. When it comes to your content, you should try to include your main keyword inside of your content. But this really depends if it actually makes sense, because if you are targeting your post a long keyword such as how to or something that has even more words than this keyword, then it probably won't make much sense for you to integrate that inside of your post, because it's far more important for you to make content that is easily readable by the people who go to your website, focusing your content on the search engine. Also, if you're talking about a specific niche, then you certainly will integrate relevant inside of your content. For example, if I was telling someone to make a website through WordPress, I would talk about WordPress inside of the post. And WordPress is actually a relevant keyword to how to make a website. Or if I was teaching someone to use how to make a website through HTML and CSS, then I talk about HTML and CSS throughout my content. And those words are related to how to make a website. Once Google goes to this post, they will words included inside of my post, and that will help them identify more easily what content is all about. You should also include your keywords inside of your headers of your post. And in this case, you can that because header one post, and actually once you go to the coding belonging to this post, you can see that over here this is inside of my header 1. So you should include your main inside of your header 1, and then in your header 2 and so on, you can also include related keywords. Previously, it's important to know that each post in your website can rank for multiple keywords. So a related, for example, over here, how to make a blog with WordPress, and I could put inside of my header 2. So I would go over here to paragraph and I would select header 2. So this would actually help me later on to rank for how to make a blog with WordPress. So you can do that. You can include secondary keywords inside of header 2s and so on. You rank for those keywords also. Another thing that you should get in the habit of doing is including internal links inside of your website posts. Internal links is nothing more than you linking to another post that you have inside of your website. And the reason why you want to do this is because first you can include your keyword link, and that will help you rank more easily having a website for that keyword. and also it helps Google more easily find other content that you have inside of your website. So for example, throughout my content, I decided to talk a little about search engine optimization. Then I would do something like search engine optimization. I would select everything where I have search engine optimization. I would go to this small icon so I could create a link, and over here URL I would put the link for the post about SEO. In case in this website I don't have a post related to that, but I would do that, and when someone clicked on this link they would be taken to the other post about search engine optimization. And why I include that has my anchor optimization is because my other post I'm that keyword more easily rank for that keyword, because basically you are telling Google that there are other posts that you have inside of your website talk about search engine optimization, but you don't want to always include inside of your link. You want to include click here or more and so on. You really want to randomize this, because if you always include the same keyword over and over again, that they will see you as someone who is trying to manipulate their system, and that's something that they simply don't like. So try to randomize this a bit. Use click here, read more, or use another keyword inside of your anchor test for your links. Another way to include your keyword is inside of the test belonging to your images. And for you to use this, you simply click on your image, and once you do that, you can see that several new options appear, and you want to is edit. You can see that a window pops out, and over here you have alternative test, and in this page you want to put your main keyword. And the alternative test appears, for example, if the image doesn't open for some reason. Instead, the alternative test gives a brief explanation about what that image would be. So it's something that Google uses so they can more easily identify the content that you have inside of the page. The alternative test also is something that you also want to randomize. You don't want to always use the same keyword in every single image that you have inside of that web page. So this is something that you want to randomize. For example, making everything right to this keyword, so you really want to always use the same keyword over and over again. Now I just need to press update. There you go. And the last thing I'm going to talk about on-page SEO is you should always include external links inside of your posts. And basically what you want to do is you want to link to other websites that have related content as yours, but have more influence on the internet than your website. The reason why you want to do this is Google sees as good websites tend to link to other good websites. You tell Google is good because it's linking to other good websites. So what I could do is I could create a link to a post that it has related to WordPress, because in this case I'm talking about how to make a website and teach people to make a website through WordPress. Link to a post that Wikipedia has about WordPress. So I'm actually going to Wikipedia once again. And you can go to Wikipedia and you can pretty much see everything that I've mentioned throughout this video in practice. You can see that they use in the extension of their URL. You can see that they use the for their website page. You can see that throughout the content they have their keyword included. You can see that they also have internal links inside of their posts. You can see that over here, free open source. Once I click on this, I'm taken to another page they have inside of their website. Talk about free open source software. You can also see that below they have plenty and plenty of external links to other websites that have related content to theirs. So you can pretty much see that Wikipedia is well optimized when it comes to SEO, and you can get all of the ideas which I've spoke about throughout this video, pretty much put everything in practice. Also, they have a lot of information related to WordPress, as you can. So this is exactly what you are trying to accomplish when it comes to your website. So what I'm with over here, and let's say that I'm talking about WordPress, so I want to link to a page it has related to that topic. So I just put WordPress, I make this a link, and over here I simply put the URL for the page that Wikipedia has related to WordPress. And I just have a link, and when someone clicks over here, taken to Wikipedia. So that's something that you may actually want to do. Actually, I forget to do. Always want to put a link in the tab, because for people who click on that link, they are still in your website. You want people leaving your website and going to another one. So you always want to try and maintain your website. So I have for on-page SEO, and it will certainly help you a lot when it comes to that. So now let's go to off-page SEO. Off-page SEO consists mostly on you getting backlinks from other websites pointing to yours. A backlink is nothing more than a link inside of another website that is pointing to your website. And the idea behind this is that website will pass some influence from their website back to your own website, and the influence that your website starts accumulating from having multiple backlinks throughout the internet actually help your website boost its rankings inside of Google search engine. Now, a lot of things have radically changed over the years when it comes to your website. In the past, all that really mattered was getting huge quantities of backlinks. It really didn't matter where you got your links, and just by doing that, you would get a good ranking inside of Google. Basically spin articles and live in multiple websites similar to, and in each article they would leave a backlink to their website, and just by doing that they would get a good result inside of Google search engine. Or they would even build their own network all owned by them, and in each website that they owned they would leave their main website, and just by doing that they also get good results on Google. Things really don't work that way. I don't recommend you to use that kind of strategies, especially if you have intentions in having a website that will last long on the get penalized by Google. Because when you get penalized by Google, like one day you are receiving thousands of people coming from Google, and then the next day you aren't receiving anyone from Google, and that the penalizations from Google are. So you really want to avoid that. Nowadays it's more important that come from high quality websites that belong to your niche. The process has really changed a lot over the years. In the past it was mostly about building backlinks. I mean, you were the one who was actually creating those backlinks to your website. Nowadays it's mostly about backlinks, which is really different. By having high quality content on your website, the typical go to, they read it, and they want to share it inside of social media networks such as in Facebook, Twitter, on Google+, and even inside of their own website. It's also about using those social media networks so you can promote content. Using those social media help people inside of your niche, because by helping people inside of your niche in Twitter and Facebook and so on, people will start seeing you as an authoritative figure inside of your niche and follow. So I'm going to give you a few tips so you can do that. The first thing I want to talk about is for you to start using the power of to either promote your content, but also to help people inside of those social media networks. When it comes to the networks out there, but quite honestly, there's only a few of them that are. The first one I'm going to talk about is Google Plus, and in Google Plus you can create a website and join several communities that belong to your niche, and inside of the communities you're promoting the content that you have in your website. Then you have Facebook, and in Facebook you can create a fan page for your website where you can also promote your content, but also you can join several groups which work quite similar to the communities that you have in Google Plus, and inside of those groups are promoting the content that you have in your website. If your website is more related to images, for you to join Instagram. For example, photography website, then Instagram is ideal because in Instagram people are constantly looking for images. Then you have also Pinterest, also great for a website that is mostly related to photos and images. And YouTube is really amazing. If your website allows it, then you start using YouTube, because YouTube is the third largest website on the world that receives the most traffic, and it's always a great way for you to start building your brand, your website. You can build a channel, promoting your content through videos. YouTube is really ideal for that. Also, you have Twitter, another really good platform where you can promote your content, your posts, and so on. And then you have Reddit, something called Reddits, or you can call it, well, communities. And you have communities that are related to anything that you can possibly imagine inside of Reddit. So you will certainly find a good community to join belonging to where you start promoting the content that you have in your website, but also start helping inside of those communities. And when it comes to this, I recommend for you to join these social media networks and as much as possible about those social media networks, so you can start getting more followers, start getting. So just do that, join 3 media networks, and that's always a good start when you have a website. The other website I want to talk about is called Quora. Quora is similar to Yahoo Answer. It's basically a website where people go and ask questions and, well, other people answer. But the other thing about Quora is you can reply to several questions belonging to your niche, and you can give a good answer to them and include a lot of content that you have in your website. And it's also a great way for you to promote your content. So I really recommend Quora because it has a lot of people at the moment using this platform. Another tip is for you to start commenting in at least 5 blogs or niche that are more popular on your website. The reason why I want to do comments in more popular is because many times those to leave a link back to your website. And once someone clicks on the name that they can find on your website, they're taken to your website. You're not properly doing this so you can get a backlink, because the backlinks that you get from the comment section from most blogs. But the reason why you're doing this is because those websites typically have a lot of people, and if you have a helpful comment, people will actually click on your link and go to your website. So it's always a great way for you to get more people to your website. You need to be able to find a blog, which what you can do is you can go to Google and search for blogs. In this case, I'm looking for SEO blogs, but include your niche over here instead of SEO blogs, and you can see that the first page this listing is top 10 sources to stay up to date. So I can go to this website and I can find 10 websites, or a listing of 10 websites where I can start leaving comments on their articles. And as I said, this is a great way for you to start pushing some traffic from those websites to yours. Another thing that you can also do so you can market your website even more, you to join at least 2 forums within your niche and try to be daily active inside of them. You can either leave questions or also help people out in your niche. And also the great thing about some forums is forms, each time that you leave a comment, you can also include, and inside of this signature, you can also have a link to your website. Now, if you are actually leaving really helpful comments, many times people are interested in checking what this is, and they will click on it, and then they will your website. Now, this is quite similar to leaving comments in a the links that you normally have from a forum. It's not very relevant when it comes to SEO. The reason is because these forums many times have a lot of people, and that means that you might actually get a lot of traffic coming from these forums to your website. As I said before, nowadays it's all about earning links to your website, and you gotta make that task really easy for the people who go to your website. So it's always a good idea to include social media for your posts so people can easily share your content inside of Twitter from they like using. So for this, there are plenty of plugins out there for this purpose, but in my case, I like to use Social Media Feather, and this is a really good plugin. So Social Media Feather. So you just need to search for Social Media Feather. It's this first plugin. Just press install now. Activate the plugin. Then you can see that now I have this installed. I go to settings. And you have plenty of options over here, but the one I want to use immediately is this one, display sharing buttons. So I'm just going to use this option. I can start using it, but you certainly, if you want to use this plugin, I recommend check the options so you can get a better idea of what exactly you can do using this plugin. So I press save changes. I get to my website. I'm actually going to this post over here, and you can see that now they have this social media buttons, which allows them to share and Facebook this content or on Twitter and so on. So this is a great meant for you to this video up. I want to talk about one last missing ingredient so you can really see it in SEO, and that last missing ingredient is called patience. You gotta be patient if you want to see any kind of results that come from SEO, because you might apply everything which I spoke about in this video today on your website, but honestly, a couple of months until you start seeing any kind of results. Especially if your website is new, it might take 3 to 6 months until you start noticing any coming from Google. So be patient, always your website, build new content, and always apply the strategies which I mentioned in this video, and you will start seeing more and more traffic from Google. So this is really a long-term investment on the traffic that you can get to your website. And initially you should always focus on social media networks so you can start getting some initial traffic to your website. That's always something that motivates you, because you will get some people reading your content, leaving some content, and so on. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoy and that you learn a lot in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a like below so you can also receive video updates where I talk about WordPress, about SEO, and much more. So stay there and stay tuned with ProSite Turbo, and bye!
Let's let it live.